Hello, this is Laura Lee Rose, and I'm a business and efficiency coach. I actually help people who want to take their professional development to the next level in their corporate environment, or those that want to take that big leap into entrepreneurship. And this presentation is specifically for other coaches and new entrepreneurs. Now, when I first started my own coaching business, the message I consistently and frequently received was that I needed my social media efforts to be consistent and frequent. Now, all of us are here to run our own business, and I wanted to spend my time coaching, not doing social media. And every time I turned around, there was a new social media app. Like when I first started, it was Twitter, so I had to be on Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, Twitter, Yahoo, and now there's this Pinterest coming up. So every time we turn around, there's going to be a new social media adventure for us, and I didn't want to spend all my time doing that. But at the same time, I also realized that social media, if used correctly, is really an effective and inexpensive marketing tool. And of course, without marketing, there is no sales. And sales does drive the business bus. So that's something I had to come to terms with. So before I tell you about how I went about this, let's review where you are. Okay? So what are you doing with your social media? Are you spending a lot of your energy with very few tangible business results? Are you actually sending a consistent message through all your social media attention? And is your contact database actually growing because of all this effort? Do you have some metrics in place? Do you have a target in mind? And then does everyone understand your brand, your mission, and your vision? Or is all your social media walls talking about different things that when somebody says, John Doe, they don't really know what you stand for? Or, for instance, Laura Rose, they don't really know what I stand for. Okay? So we can use social media to attack these goals. First, we need some idea about what your social media goals are in the first place. What's your target? What is your client conversion rate? You may be spending a lot of time on social media, but all these people that you're touching, are they actually buying anything? What is your vision for your business? And of course, my background, I'm a project management, time management, I'm an efficiency coach. So I actually want to help people do more in less time and be more effective in what they're doing. So at the bottom line is, if you could wave your magic wand, what would you change? Review what you're currently doing and then identify what you would change. What would you do differently? Okay? The top 3 social media mistakes from the perspective of a new business owner. Okay, number 1, having no plan at all. I know our plans will change from time to time, but we need to have some place to start off with. I like to say, if you don't know where you're going, then any place you end up is fine. But, as a business owner, you want to have a business plan, and your social media plans fit into your business plan and marketing plans, or how you're going to attract clients so that they will buy or purchase your product or services. Some of us actually spend too much time or too little time on social networking. So that's something that we want to try to attack as well. And then lack of branding focus. If today I write a wall about professional development and time management, and then tomorrow I talk about how to plant tomatoes, you don't know what my branding focus is. But if I'm always hitting on tips and techniques for professional development and time management, you kind of more or less know what Laura Rose is all about. Okay? So what if? Okay, so what if I had a systematic approach that actually tied and integrated and blended all this stuff together? And what if this process, once I've got it set up, only takes 10 minutes every 2 weeks? What would you think about that? It would be pretty good. It'd be just like a snap. And I call this my snap process because it is meant to be as easy as that. And the SNAP stands for Social Networking Assistant Program. So that's the intent anyway. So I hope this helps you. Okay, so some critical goals for our social media focus. I want us to have a single focus, and that is to collect potential client contact information. We want to sell these people something, whether it's a product, information, or service. And you can't sell them if you can't reach out to them and through email or telephone or things like that. So our single focus in anything that we do, anything that we produce, whether it's articles or blogs or videos, updating our social media walls, is to collect that contact information. You also want to make sure you're doing some kind of consistency in your market strategy and branding. You want to be telling them the same thing, what you're all about, over and over again, so that when they see the name Laura Rose, they know what you're about. When they need help in professional development or time management or efficiency, they know Laura Rose pops up in their head. So as a coach, majority of my focus is helping others and providing them with valuable information and tips so that they can take their lifestyles to the next level, take their professional career to the next level. So you want to keep those things in mind when you're working on your plan. Okay? Now, the other idea is my whole goal of a business, as we said, to make money. And the building block foundation of that is your funnel product spiral process. And if you don't know what a product funnel is, please contact me and we can talk more one-on-one on this. Real quickly, it's your process or your plan to take a client that maybe absorbs all your free offers. How do I take this client and move them up to the next level where they're possibly paying minimum for a service or product that I have, and then taking those clients and moving up to the next level that has a medium to high price product or service, and then take some of those clients and move them to your premium client list. So there's an actual process that you can move these people through your different levels. And I actually have an ebook. In my ebook for this SNAP webinar, I actually have a flow chart that will show you how to take a client from a low-paying purchaser to maybe a more premium client. So that SNAP ebook is actually at a minimum cost of $10 if you want to purchase that, and we'll talk more about that at the end of the webinar. It also includes this presentation speaker notes on it, and the worksheets that I'm going to be talking about. Anyway, this is an overall flow chart. We're talking about the main thing I want to do, and every effort that I have is to build that contact database. I want to collect contact information of potential clients and future clients and things like that. So whether I'm writing an article or a blog or creating instructional videos like this one, doing a webinar like this one, creating weekly newsletters or campaigns or surveys, or having a virtual meeting or conference call like this, or just meeting people in person at different events or encounters, things like that. I want to make sure I have some kind of plan or strategy to collect that valuable contact information. A lot of times what I'll do in a face-to-face seminar is to give a door prize away, and for them to get in on the door prize, they have to turn in their business cards or contact information, and that's an easy way to walk out of the room with sales leads. So you want to do everything you do, have some type of opt-in offer into your contact database. It can be a checklist, it can be some tools, it can be a chapter of your new upcoming book, it could be some ebooks, anything you can think of to get that contact information. One thing that I want to impress upon you is those tools and checklists, make sure they are of some value. Otherwise, the client will see no reason to subscribe or approach you for that survey or checklist or questionnaire. Okay. Okay. So, how do I start with my social media? The most effective way is to tie all these things together ahead of time. So you're going to hear me say this over and over again. Have a plan. What I actually do is have a 15-week topic list, and I create topics of things that I'm going to talk about ahead of time, and I want to make sure all those topics are associated with my marketing strategy, my branding, and towards my target client base. And then from that list, I can create interviews, blogs, articles, videos. But I know, because I have my topic list ahead of time, I know that all those things are going to be tied together nicely, and I'm going to give a consistent message. And then every article that I create, I want to make sure I have some lead in to additional offers or tools or another supporting video or something like that, and that leads into an opt-in. So I'm continually using these efforts to collect contact information. And because I have weeks worth of topics already planned, I can actually sit down for 10 minutes and schedule several weeks worth of social media postings in one sitting in 10 minutes. And that saves me some time in that arena. So this is a sample of a content table that I use. I have my weeks, I have my articles, my topics and articles associated with that topic. And what I do in real life is that I actually have a weekly professional development interviews with the founder of Bits on the Wire and Swag TV. And we physically meet once a month, and we tape 4 interviews in one sitting. And then those 4 interviews we split up and we deliver one interview a week. Every Monday that interview goes out. So now I have a topic 4 weeks ahead of everything I'm going to be interviewing. So I'll take that interview, those interview topics, I plop them in here. I actually create an article based on one of those interviews, and then I identify the bullet tips from that article. Those bullet tips are now my social media wall tips that I put on my social media walls. I also can, because some of those articles are long, I can create 1 or 2, maybe even 3 blogs from that one article. So I am reusing my material. The interview itself is actually a video, and I tie them all together. My video will point to the article will point to the blogs. Every article and video will point to perhaps another tool or a worksheet that supports what I'm saying in the article or the tips that I'm saying in the wall, the social media wall. So I try to offer something to the next level so that they would go and opt in to get either that worksheet or checklist or follow-up article, something like that. So you really want to reuse your content and always trying to offer something more so that they will opt in into perhaps the next level of your offering. Could be a newsletter, could be your next workshop that you're offering, or whatever your business is. Now, I'm talking from a informational service and coaching strategy here, but I'm happy to brainstorm with you on a strategy that best fits your service or product. Once again, that email address is laurarose@rosecoaching.info. And then also, make sure your topics are all on your brand. For me, it's very easy because they all come from the interviews I'm having with the president of Bits on the Wire. So they're all professional development interviews. They're all in line with my branding. Okay? And for me, that's a very easy way to do this. Now, once you have this, I really want to encourage you to invest in a scheduler. Hootsuite is actually, the base product is free. If you want to upgrade some of the features, it's a very minimum price. It's $10 a month. The base product, you actually get to load 2 weeks of content, and you can schedule 5 social media updates with ease, in one button. You do five social medias. In 10 minutes, you can load 2 weeks of content based on those 5 social media updates. I find it very useful. At the $10 per month, you can actually have unlimited social media updates, and I think, as far as many weeks as you want on the content. There is another app out there, bufferapp.com, that I heard about. It's very similar, but check those out. I just really want to encourage you, if you want to reduce your time on this but still be consistent and have a frequent exposure, this is something that you might want to really investigate. Okay? And the other thing that I want to discuss is really have a campaign plan in mind, whether it's sending out emails out, sending out a newsletter, sending out some promotions. Have a campaign in mind, and figure out how frequent you want to send it, and be consistent with that as well. You want to be reliable in your information. And inexpensive email marketing and list management tools out there are things like MailChimp.com and ConstantContact.com. I know Salesforce is a list manager that you possibly have to pay for, but there are a lot of email list apps out there. I myself use MailChimp.com, and I've been extremely happy with it. Whatever email marketing list app you use, make sure it has an autoresponder involved, because that's going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to be and you're going to be consistent with your response to your clients. If you want to know how to use that, or learn how to use that, or the best way, just contact me and we can do a one-on-one on that. Also, I find useful having client grouping available. For instance, you can have your large list of clients, and then you can have sub-lists. Here's a list of the clients that are interested in my level 2 products, and this is a sub-list that's interested in my level 3 products, and so on. You want to have something that's an easy campaign creation, something that already has several templates, but you also want to be able to modify the template with your own logos and things like that. The most important, you want to make sure it has reports that will give you a report on the growth of your client list, because you're doing all this to grow your contact list. And if it doesn't have reports on the growth or diminish of your list, then you're kind of spinning your wheels. Okay? Now, I went through a lot of information and tips very quickly in a very short amount of time. So if If you want more detailed workshop on this, please contact me at laurarose@rosecoaching.info. That's LAURAROSE at ROSECOACHING.info. laurarose@rosecoaching.info. I also have an ebook on this, and it's called It's a Snap, and it includes this presentation, the speaker notes that we've discussed, a sample 52-week topic worksheet for you to create your own worksheet from. Gives you a little head start. It's a sample, so you'll know exactly what the different columns actually mean. And actually that client experience flow chart, that helps you to bring a client that just now got into your contact list and how to bring them up to a premier client that's actually one of your fan base that's buying everything you send out there to the universe. The price of that ebook is $10, and you can get it at www.lauraleerose.com/snap ebook, SNAPEBOOK. So I hope you've got a couple of great ideas from this presentation, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future. So remember, give me a call if you have any questions on this, or email me, or just better yet, purchase that ebook. I'll talk to you later. Bye.